You know, I talked about it the day after the election. And again, I talk about it in the book. That was a rough bleeping day for me.
Kamala Harris is ready to talk. The former vice president sat with Stephen Colbert on The Late Show for her first TV interview since losing the 2024 election to President Donald Trump, and she revealed the extent of the break she'd taken after leaving office in January.
How long before you turned on the news again?
Months.
Yeah?
Months. You know, I'm just not into self-mutilation, and I just...
Sure.
Yeah, lots of cooking shows.
Oh, good.
Lots of cooking
Great
shows.
British Bake Off and stuff like that.
The Kitchen is one of my favorites.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Harris is now returning to the public eye following confirmation that she won't be running for California governor next year and the announcement of an upcoming book that chronicles her historic 107-day presidential campaign. And she addressed speculation about whether she's potentially going to try for the Oval Office again.
You said you're going to sit this one out. Why are you sitting this one out? Are you saving yourself for a different office that might be?
No.
That's what everybody is, obviously.
I know, but honestly...
Obviously, people project onto
No,
their
I
hopes and
understand.
dreams.
And honestly, that it's more perhaps basic than that. Listen, I am a devout public servant. I have spent my entire career in service of the people. And I thought a lot about running for governor. I love my state. I love California. I've served as just elected district attorney, attorney general, and senator. But to be very candid with you, you know, when I was young in my career, I had to defend my decision to become a prosecutor with my family. And one of the points that I made is, why is it then when we think we want to improve a system or change it, that we're always on the outside on bended knee or trying to break down the door? Shouldn't we also be inside the system? And that has been my career. And recently, I made the decision that for now, I don't want to go back in the system. I think it's broken.
Though Harris repeatedly told Colbert in the July 31st conversation that she's saving the hottest tea for the book, she did tease at least one behind-the-scenes moment that husband Doug Emhoff may not want to relive.
Poor Dougie.
Yeah? You blown the lid off of Doug? What's going on?
For example, my birthday's in October. The election's in November. You see where I'm going. And Dougie kind of dropped the ball on my big birthday.
He didn't get you anything?
Oh, you have to read the book.
All right, just tell me the page. Tell me the page.
Harris's campaign hit the ground running when then-President Joe Biden dropped out of the race following weeks of discourse surrounding a disastrous debate with Trump in June 2024. And Harris recalled just what happened when she got that fateful call from Biden.
What's going on here with you? Is this where you're finding out? Are you being told that this was about to happen?
So that day, July 21st, 2024, was a Sunday, and it was, my family was staying with us, and including my baby nieces, my nieces' children, I call them my baby nieces. And we had a really wonderful brunch. Again, I talk about what that day is, but, and then I get the call from Joe. And immediately, that's the dining room at the vice president's residence, and immediately my incredible team, people just started coming, and we turned it into a war room. And I made over 100 calls that day. I rolled calls, and that's me on a call. So you'll see my phone is actually on my lap, and you know, I know I've been teased about this, but I like these kinds of ear pods that have the thing,
yeah.
Because I've served on the Senate Intelligence Committee. I have been in classified briefings, and I'm telling you, like, don't be on the train using your ear pods and thinking somebody can't listen to your conversation. I'm just telling you, that's a little bit more secure.
Though Harris acknowledged that there are things she would have changed about her campaign strategy if she could, she was adamant that there are no regrets about how things were handled in the moment.
There are things I would do differently. And again,
Read the book.
read
I
the
know.
book.
Read the book. We all.
but
we're all
I-
going to read the
but
book.
I will
do you
say
do the
this.
audiobook, by the way?
I'm going to do an audiobook too.
great.
Yes, I will. And I'll read it. I'll record it. But I mean, the one thing I just have to say, and I mentor a lot of people have done that over my career. None of us achieves any success. It's certainly for me, without having an incredible team. And one of the points that I hope I make often enough is I was going through that 107 days. This is a personal and candid perspective from me about what that experience was. Mm-hmm. But I had a team, many of people who have been with me for years, who really were so invested, and as I say there, I mean, left it all on the field, and I don't regret a day of that.
Harris also didn't hold back when it comes to her perspective on the current administration, but she explained why she also doesn't want anyone to feel too hopeless to keep going.
I just think it's really important that we never let a circumstance, situation, or person defeat our spirit. You can't let that happen. You can't give up your belief in what can be and what can be better. And in spite of, I talked about it the day after the election. And again, I talk about it in the book. That was a rough bleeping day for me. And it was important to me in my speech that I gave that day, the next day after the election, to remind people to not give up. I am so aware of the joy that was there and the hope and the enthusiasm. And I just think that we have to remember it was not just a candidate that gave that. It came from the people who naturally have that, and this election cannot take that away. But let's be clear-eyed about it.
And when asked about her own debate performance against Trump, Harris wasn't afraid to share why she believes the predictions she made at the time were accurate, except for one thing that she didn't see coming.
You are correct that I did predict a lot of it. But Stephen, what I did not predict was the capitulation. I didn't predict that.
People would roll over for this president.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that coming. And perhaps it's naive of me, someone who has seen a lot that most people haven't seen, but I believed that on some level, there should be many who consider themselves to be guardians of our system and our democracy, who just capitulated. And I didn't see that coming.